Matt Armstrong just revealed what everyone's been waiting for. The Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport that Bugatti refused to repair is finally torn apart. And what they found underneath changes everything. This isn't just front-end damage anymore. The transmission housing is completely destroyed, both sides cracked, oil leaking everywhere, and Matt's about to attempt something nobody's ever done before. Rebuild a blacklisted Bugatti without factory support. No parts access, no technical assistance, just raw determination and a workshop in Miami. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button. 2 months ago, Matt went to look at 2 potential hypercar projects. A Ford GT in Dubai and this Bugatti Chiron Pur Sport in Miami. The Ford GT seemed like the better option because Bugatti made it clear they wouldn't sell parts for this car. They wanted it back in France. They wanted it destroyed. The chassis number was blacklisted. No Bugatti dealership would supply components. The parts prices were absolutely mental. Headlights for a Chiron cost €150,000, a bonnet $50,000, a bumper $80,000. Even if Matt could buy parts, the cost would be astronomical. But despite all of that, the Bugatti stayed listed at Copart auction, and somebody bought it. The bidding started climbing, $1.5 million. Matt wasn't even planning to buy it. He just wanted to see what it sold for. The bids kept rising, $1.6 million. Then the auction revealed the reserve price, $2 million minimum. It sold on approval at $1.6 million. But who won it? fxalexg, the original owner who crashed it. After insurance paid him out and the car went to auction, he bought it back himself. The final cost, including fees, was $1.9 million. Why would he do that? Alex explained it's sentimental attachment. This was his second Chiron Pur Sport. He didn't want to lose it forever, and he asked Matt if they could try repairing it together. Matt said yes, immediately. This is a dream job. Rebuild a Bugatti without risking his own money, learn everything about the car, document it all for millions to watch, and get paid to do it. Alex contacted Bugatti directly. They offered to repair the car for $1.7 million initially. Then they came back with a second offer, $600,000 to $700,000 to do a complete rebuild. New transmission, new carbon tub, new monocoque. Basically a new car with Bugatti standing by the repair. That seems too good to be true. And when something's too good to be true, it usually is. Bugatti seemed desperate to get the car back to France to protect the brand. The fact they could discount the original quote by over $1 million shows their urgency. But if they were that urgent, why not just buy the car outright? Once the car's in Bugatti's possession, there's no telling how long repairs would take or if additional costs would appear. This could be a massive mistake by Alex or a blessing in disguise. Time will tell. The first time they saw this car, Alex was going for insurance, so they couldn't touch anything. Now, Alex owns it. They can do whatever they want. Matt even smashed the windscreen to start removal. It felt wrong but necessary. They needed it out anyway. The car still runs and drives despite a broken radiator. They fired it up. Transmission error, airbag error, EPC fault, low coolant, engine misfire. Loads of problems, but it started. Sounds like a fighter jet. Absolute madness. They got the Bugatti onto a trailer and moved it to CV Customs Workshop in Miami. First thing Matt did was plug in diagnostic tools to see if they could even read the car. Luckily it scanned. The good news is all engine faults cleared. The bad news is 7 transmission faults that wouldn't clear, all passive but they wouldn't leave the system. The airbag faults were obvious. Seatbelts locked, knee airbags deployed, steering wheel airbag deployed, passenger airbag deployed, standard crash damage stuff. They cleared the engine faults and it ran smooth. Way better than before. No engine management light. Transmission is still a question mark. Now the goal is simple. Remove every damaged part until nothing broken remains. Starting with carbon fiber wiper arms. Ridiculously light. Every panel underneath the bonnet is carbon fiber, weight saving everywhere. Matt had to be careful not to break anything because each broken part is one more thing Bugatti won't supply. They jacked the car up to remove wheels and access front bumper bolts. Alex helped. Not many Bugatti owners actually work on their own cars. The wheels are insanely light. Everything inside the wheel arch looks perfect, beautifully engineered. The suspension springs are made by Eibach. The carbon tub weave looks unreal. Removing the front end revealed serious damage to the monocoque. That's another issue to solve. The front bumper came off in one piece after removing about 4 million bolts. Seriously, this car uses more fasteners than anything Matt's ever worked on. Underneath was the front aluminum structure, completely mangled. That signature Bugatti horseshoe shape twisted and broken. To replicate this will be incredibly difficult. But Matt has no choice. They can't buy it from Bugatti. They'll have to fabricate it themselves. Behind that were 4 radiators, all damaged. The AC radiator, 2 coolant radiators, all with bent cores and cracked mounts. The mounts are aluminum so they can be welded. The radiators can be recored. Time-consuming but doable. Matt measured the front structure to check if it's straight. 34 inches from top, left to bottom right. Same on both sides. Bang on. No structural twist. The impact crushed the front but didn't pull the chassis out of alignment. That's good news. The carbon tub damage is visible, but Matt thinks it's repairable. Nothing structural is mounted there. It's mostly cosmetic. Bugatti would argue the entire carbon structure is compromised. Matt disagrees. He's happy to repair it without replacing the whole tub. They removed the broken windscreen by cutting through the glue with a wire tool. Tough job. Matt's never removed a windscreen before. Glass came out in pieces. Lesson learned. Don't stand on broken glass before removal. Matt went to Bugatti dealership to see if they'd sell parts face to face. He asked for a windscreen. The parts department said they can't sell Bugatti parts without the car physically in the shop. They need to hook up computers and verify everything. No free sales to the public. They spoke to the service department. Same story. The car needs to be there. And because of this car's history, they might refuse service even when Matt brings it in. So they're truly on their own. Matt started cross-referencing parts. The steering wheel airbag explosive part has the same number as an Aston Martin DB11 airbag. £1,000 versus Bugatti's price. The leather casing can be restitched by E3 Customs. Problem solved. The knee airbags? Same part number as Audi A3 knee airbags, £35 each. Everyone with an Audi A3 has a Bugatti knee airbag in their car. The passenger airbag is also Audi A3, £149. No Bugatti logo, just Audi part numbers. Seatbelts can be reset with new explosives. Alex is changing the interior color anyway, so new belts will match the retrim. Everything's looking positive. Until they lifted the car to inspect the transmission, the copart listing mentioned cracks in the gearbox. Matt expected maybe a broken engine mount from the impact. What he found was catastrophic. The transmission housing is completely obliterated, not a hairline crack. A massive fracture on both sides. Oil leaking everywhere. This part sits between the engine and gearbox where the flywheel mounts. Both sides cracked through. The wastegate actuators are mounted to it. Everything's destroyed. To even access this for repair, the entire engine has to come out. 16 cylinders, 4 turbos, countless drain lines and coolant pipes. The engine is going to be incredibly heavy. This just became exponentially more complex. Matt's worried about taking the whole engine out only to find more problems. What if the turbos are damaged? What if there's internal gearbox damage? They can't strip the car completely without a plan to put it back together, one step at a time. But the unknown is terrifying. At this point, Matt's hoping Bugatti watches this and decides to help. Because rebuilding this Bugatti just went from difficult to nearly impossible. But Matt's not backing down. He'll do everything possible to get this car back on the road, with or without Bugatti's support. The call-out boys are being assembled, specialists are being contacted. This is the rebuild that will either make automotive history or prove some cars truly can't be saved independently. Subscribe and turn on notifications. See you in the next one.